It's the Joseph Bristol Show.
Leave a comment below.
Make sure you like and subscribe.
Make sure you like and subscribe.
Welcome to another episode of the Joseph Bristol Show. On today's episode, it's a little different, but on today's episode, I want to talk about transactional relationships. I guess that's really what I'm going to call it. Some people might call it different things. Some people call it, prostitution, escorting, whatever you want to call it. But essentially, it's a transactional relationship. And honestly, if you really think about it, it's basically just a relationship. We're just being a little more honest about the whole process of a relationship, right? And I get it. More so, let's talk about this clip really quick that I saw online from this TV show, and I thought that this clip was amazing. In my mind, I'm like, this is how people should do dating. This is how people should have relationships. So let's check out this quick 30-second clip. It's kind of funny, and then I'll get into the episode.
Melanie, I'm single, you're single. What do you say we get married?
Well, I'm glad you finally decided on the direct approach.
Yeah, well, I'm a businessman at heart.
As am I. What's your offer?
Single rich male seeks matrimony.
Primary residence?
Westchester County.
Would you be open to considering a secondary residence in Manhattan?
Central Park West.
South.
Done. Time spent together.
8 hours, 5 days a week.
7 hours, 12 hours weekends.
55 hours aggregate, specifics to be determined later.
I'm amenable to that. Children.
1.
3.
2.
Done. But one of them has to be a male.
I'll see what I can do. Vacations.
December, Hawaii.
June, the vineyard.
June, fine, but Hawaii.
Nope, the vineyard.
Is that a deal breaker for you?
I'm afraid so.
Me too. Well, we gave it a shot.
I'm sure you'll find a better match.
Thanks for the time.
Alright, so that clip was pretty funny to me because it's like, this is what I want from a relationship. This is what I'm offering to you. Do you accept? Yes or no? And if she accepts, then boom, it's good. And if she doesn't, then alright, cool. Thank you for your time. I'll move on and offer it to somebody else who may actually be interested in what I'm offering, right? So with that said, let's get into today's episode, the transactional relationships. Now look, there are a lot of websites where you can indulge in hookup culture, right? I'm not going to name the websites. There's just a lot. You can look it up and you can find websites where, hookup culture is the predominant purpose of the website. The website is made for people to have physical pleasure with one another without the whole extra steps of, dates and talking and going out and all that other stuff. Even though, even on these websites, sometimes people do request that they go out on dates and they talk and they meet up first and they have a little bit of interaction before they actually get to the physical bliss. When I think about relationships and, when I think about relationships, I think about them on a transactional level because ultimately they are a transaction, right? So in a relationship, you're thinking about what is a woman looking for? She's looking for security, right? Financial security. She's looking for security in her well-being. So she wants to make sure she has a man who will defend her and protect her. Sometimes she might be looking for guidance. So she's looking for a man who has a plan for his life and for his woman. He knows what he wants and he is moving in that direction, which would again provide her with the financial security and the stability that she may desire in her life, right? And when you're thinking about a man, what is a man ultimately looking for in this transaction of a relationship? He's mainly looking for loyalty. He don't want her out with other men. You know what I'm saying? He's looking for ego boosting. So he wants her to make him feel like he's the greatest man in the world. He's a big man. And of course, he's looking for physical bliss. He wants a woman that's going to give him the pleasures that a woman would provide to him. You know what I mean? So, and then even if we break down a relationship, right, to this most simplest transactions, right? So let's say, I'm not looking for that. I don't care if he got money. I don't care how he look. I don't care about none of that. I just want a companion. That's a transaction, right? At the simplest terms of a relationship, you're looking for companionship. You're looking for reliability, right? Somebody who's going to be there. So when you call on them, they'll be there. When you're sick, they'll take care of you. And you're looking for entertainment, at the simplest core, you're looking for entertainment. So reliability, companionship, and entertainment. Because if you're bored, if you're unhappy with your life, you're going to look to your companion to entertain you. Hey, what are we going to do today? Hey, let's do something today. Because again, that's what the relationship would provide you with. So at the simplest terms, those are the three things that a relationship would provide you with. Now, when I think about a relationship, especially with a woman, in my mind, I'm saying to myself, okay, so how can I ensure that this woman will make me happy? How can I ensure that she's going to provide me with the physical affection and pleasure that I desire, right? So in my mind, yes, there are people who get stressed and they worry and they get depressed, and sexual bliss is their way of enjoying life. That is something that they indulge in. But majority of people, especially women, that's not gonna make them feel no type of way. So if she's worried about paying her rent, paying her car note, paying her light bill, paying her phone bill, if she's worried about who gonna watch my baby, who gonna take care of, what am I gonna do about, the mortgage, if she's worried about those type of things, she's probably not gonna let you finagle her bagel. Right? You know what I mean? Like, she's not going to be like, oh yeah, come over here. Let's do it. Let's do the do. She's probably not going to do that, right? Because she's stressed. She has problems. She has things that she's worried about. If she doesn't feel pretty, she's probably not going to want you to, get your rocks off. So the next thing for me, at least when I think about these things, is, okay, well, how can I relieve her of these stresses? How can I get her to not think about that so that I can get what I want, right? So that's when it comes into, you're paying her phone bill, you're paying her light bill, you might pay her rent, you pay her mortgage, you know what I'm saying? You pay for her to get her hair done and her nails done and all that stuff, because you know that if she's not worried about that, then guess what she's thinking about? She's thinking about, hey, how can I make this man happy? This man makes sure that I don't stress about nothing, so how can I please him? How can I make sure he's happy? Because as long as he's happy, he's going to take care of my stuff over here, right? So it's a great thing. That's a beautiful thing. I like that type of relationship. I think that is, at the end of the day, that's like the core of all our relationships, right? And of course, when you think about guys, that's literally what guys are raised and taught, and we're groomed for this very type of transactional relationship. So we're taught at a young age, you got to get you some money. It don't really matter how you look. Yeah, how you look matters as a man, but more so it's about having some money, bruh. If you got money, you can buy the Jordans, you can buy the the $100 shirt, the $300 pants, you can drive the nice car, you know what I'm saying? You pulling up in an Audi and a Tesla, and girls are gonna look at that and be like, oh, look, he got money, oh, he look nice, he fly, he Dougie. They're going to want to, they're going to want to let you finagle the bagel. On a woman's side, we're not really teaching our daughters to go out and get money, make money, because that way, you get you a good man. No, we telling them, you got to just look good. You know what I'm saying? Go hit the gym, take your vitamins, drink a lot of water, make sure your hair done, make sure your nails done. You got to look good, physically be appealing for a man to then approach you. Now, of course, you would sort out the men, because you're like, yo, look at me, look at you. You know what I'm saying? Look at me. I'm an expensive woman. I desire expensive things. You don't have the financial capabilities to support my type of lifestyle. It's a transactional relationship, right? So, and I get the double standard, because it's a huge double standard. It's like, look, men can pay women for sexual activity, but women should not take money for sexual activity. And that kind of don't make no sense, but I kind of understand what they're saying there. So they're saying that, and when you look at it from a spiritual standpoint, it makes perfect sense, because women, again, are not like men. They're not like men. In my mind, women are better than men, because we hold them to a higher standard than men. We say to women, listen, you are this beautiful, magnificent creature. Your body has like the greatest joys on the planet. So you're not allowed to give that joy to just anybody and everybody. You know what I'm saying? We get it. You want to be able to enjoy and indulge in these activities, but you can't, because you're held to a higher standard than what men are held to. You know what I mean? So I kind of understand that, but we're not even going to get into that. That's a whole nother video. at the crux of it, what I want to get into right now is the pros and cons of a transactional relationship. Okay, so let's get into that. So the way that I'm going to go through these is we're going to go pro, then con, then pro, then con, and so on and so forth. I got like 6 of them here, right? Okay, so the number one pro of a transactional relationship is having your own time. So let's say you're a rapper, you're a writer, you're a YouTuber, you're going to school, you're in college. You are focused, like you want to finish doing what you're trying to do with your life. Like you have a plan for your life and you want this thing bad for your life, right? Of course, you're still a person, you're still a human, you have physical needs, and maybe you don't want to practice celibacy, you know what I mean? But at the same time, you don't want the burdens of a relationship. You don't want the burdens of having to maintain talking to her every day, taking her out every now and again, you know, holding her hand, making her feel good, listening to her problems. Maybe you don't want all that, but you still want the physical bliss. This is where a transactional relationship would be greatly beneficial to you, because you would just pay for her services. When the deed is done, she would leave and you will go back to doing what you're doing. So you're writing your book, all of a sudden you're like, yo, I need to get my rocks off. Boom, you pay your little $50, maybe $100. I don't know, nowadays the prices have gone up, so I really don't know. I'm just throwing numbers out there. But you pay your money, she comes, she does the deed, she leaves, you back to writing and doing what you gotta do, and you feel better, right? The con to this though is the lonely nights. You may feel a sense of loneliness because you're not really connecting with another human being. And maybe after the deed is done, you want to cuddle, you want to pillow talk, you want to, you know what I'm saying, you want to have some type of friendship with her. But in her mind, this is just transactional. Give me my money, I did my thing, I'm out of here. I got things to do, you know what I'm saying? So that might be a con for some people. Other people, again, it's wonderful. They don't care. They like being alone. They just want to, you know what I'm saying, get their rocks off and get back to doing what they got to do. They don't want to waste time talking and all that other stuff. So it just depends on you as a person. And most of these, what might be a pro to me, it may be a con to you, in which case, please leave a comment below and let's talk about this. And I like talking about these type of things, right? Another pro to the transactional relationships is multiple partners. So different flavors. Today you might want this one. Tomorrow you might want a different girl. The next day you might want a slim girl, a big girl, a thick girl. It's just whatever flavor you feeling, you can get that, because again, it's transactional. You're not in a relationship with her. You just pay for what you want. You might want 2 girls today instead of 1. You don't have to go through the process of finding her, getting to know them, talking to each other, convincing them to have the threesome. Instead, you just pay the 2 women, you tell them what you want, and bam, bam, it gets done, right? Now, the con to this, of course, is sexually transmitted diseases, because you don't know where this lady's been. She don't know really where you've been. And, you know, it's like diseases left and right. Of course, there are condoms for oral pleasure, and there are condoms for, you know, intercourse pleasure. So you can protect yourself, but that is not a 100% guarantee to prevent the transmission of diseases and infections. So that is pretty much a con there, you know what I mean, being that she may have multiple partners. And of course you have multiple partners because you're paying different women for these type of pleasures, right? The next pro is, it's kind of a double-edged sword, right? So the next pro is gonna be no close connections. So you don't have to really worry about making her feel bad or you feeling bad, right? Because this is something that I struggle with. I don't like to make women feel bad. I don't like knowing that in her mind, I'm the bad guy. He broke my heart. He lied to me. He tricked me. He made me think we was going to get married, and all he wanted to do was, you know, play in my sandbox. So I don't like that type of feeling. I don't like people making me feel that way. I don't like people going around telling people that that's what I'm down here doing. So for me, I want to avoid making other people feel bad, in which case a transactional relationship absolutely prevents that, because she knows why she's here, you know why she's here. You again get your rocks off, the deed is done. She don't really feel bad, you don't really feel bad. And if she feels bad, she more so feels bad because she's like, yo, what am I doing with my life, right? Like, you know, why am I out here, you know, selling my pyramid to everybody and anybody? You know what I'm saying? I don't want to live like this, I don't want to be like this, right? In which case, that's not really, it's kind of your problem because you're indulging in it. So it's kind of like a drug dealer selling drugs to drug addicts. He is a part of the problem, but he's not really a part of the problem because you're choosing to do drugs. That's on you. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing here. She's choosing to do this thing that's kind of on her. But at the same time, if she had no one to sell herself to, then she would not be able to hurt herself. So like I said, it's a double-edged sword. You're not really going to feel, you're going to, you know, you can avoid feeling bad, but you might still feel bad in the broader sense of what's going on here. Now, the con on this part is, again, like I said, kind of like a double-edged sword, because it goes into the feeling lonely part, but also you may never feel that deep connection with another person. So let's say you have your transactional relationship. This is the lady, you call her every Wednesday and Thursday, you pay her the money every Wednesday and Thursday, 3 o'clock, she comes over, does her thing, right? Now you might feel like, okay, we have some type of connection, we have a bond, but in her mind, she's like, no, this is just my client and he's just a regular, you know what I'm saying? This is a regular client, but me and him are not friends, we're not cool, we're nothing, it's just business. It's strictly business. It has nothing to do with nothing. So that goes into, like I said, it might be a double-edged sword for some people. Now, another pro here is the benefit of freedom. So you have sexual freedom to express yourself. So some people are in relationships and they may have, you know, a foot fetish, or, you know, they want you to do certain things to them, but they are ashamed or they feel some type of way. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say, you know, you're into wearing diapers, right? And one day your girlfriend comes home and she's like, oh, look at this funny video of this guy in a diaper, and he told his girlfriend, and oh my God, that's so nasty, that's so crazy, ew. And for him, in his mind, he's now like, holy crap, I actually want to try that. But he's not going to tell her because he's already seen the way that she reacts to these type of things. So now he has to live with this thing that he wants to do, he wants to try, but he can't actually express that. That's again where the benefit of a transactional relationship comes from, because it's like you're paying her, so it's nothing for you to tell her, yo, I want to wear a diaper while we're doing it, or I want you to, you know, dress up as Meryl Streep while we're doing it, or you know, wear a wig or whatever. You can tell her all kinds of stuff, and she's probably going to be like, okay, I can do that, I'm into that, you know what I'm saying, depending on the girl and the fetish and so on and so forth. So kind of provides some type of freedom. Now the con here is that you know, transactional relationships cost money. So depending on your budget, you will essentially have to have money in order to receive the physical pleasures that you're desiring. The benefits of having a actual relationship, like a real girlfriend or a friend with benefits, or that type of thing going on, is that even when you have no money, they're probably still gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? They're still gonna provide you that physical pleasure, even if you're broke. You know what I'm saying? So even if you have no funds today, they probably still gonna look out and, hey, I see you're kind of down. Let me bring you some physical joy. Hopefully that will brighten up your day. But usually with these transactional relationships, ain't no freebies, dog. You know, you're gonna pay every single time. So it's something to consider. Although if you have a girlfriend and you're giving her $100 every single week to do her nails or to do her hair, and every month you're paying her rent for $500, instead of doing those things for her, you would just put that into your transactional relationship budget. You know what I'm saying? And if you become a regular for some of these girls, they'll actually give you a discount. So that might be something to look into, you know? The last benefit, the last pro is gonna be, again, kind of like a double-edged sword, because it's no babies. So you're not really ever worrying about having a kid, right? Because she's a worker, so she's not really trying to get pregnant. Although this is where the con kind of comes in, because let's say she sees that you got money, you look good, and you know, you're paying her every single week. She might say to herself, well, I don't want to live like this no more, and I'm gonna have his baby. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I got him trapped. You know, I got him locked in. And even if he don't want to be with me, it don't make a difference. I'm gonna slap him on child support and collect this money every single month and just do my thing. But that is very rare because most of these women, they understand the life that they're living and they are not trying to have babies. That's just not what they're looking to do. You know what I mean? Because they are in this life for a pretty long time sometimes. So they know that if they have a baby that's gonna 9 months, that's gonna put them out of commission, then they gotta find a babysitter so that they can get back to living that life. It changes their body, so now they gotta worry about that type of stuff. So usually the baby thing is not really a con. It's more so a pro because, like I said, you don't have to worry about ever having a baby. If you have a girlfriend, she might poke holes in the condom. She might say, hey, listen, I want to have kids. And you're like, I don't want to have kids. And now you lost your girlfriend. She don't want to be with you no more. So the baby thing is kind of, like I said, it's like a pro and a con at the same time, right? And that really concludes the pros and cons of this video. And I really was just making this. And then let me bring this up too, right? Someone who's disabled, right? Let's say they're in a wheelchair or they're paraplegic or they're partially paralyzed. They still have physical needs. They still desire love and affection and, physical pleasure, right? And sometimes they may not be able to get that in the traditional normal way, going out, meeting somebody, talking to somebody for various different reasons, right? So in which case, these type of things, these type of transactional relationships can be a great benefit to them because, again, they still have physical needs and they still have pleasures. And don't get me wrong, the transactional relationship does not have to be sexual. Maybe you just want a companion. You just want somebody to be around you, someone to talk to, someone to be there. You can pay for a friend. You can pay for an escort. You can pay someone to be there with you and be your companion. You know what I mean? And there shouldn't be any type of stigma on the people who do it and the people who pay for it. Because honestly, at the end of the day, we're already doing it. Again, you have a stay-at-home wife. It's a transaction. I pay the bills. You take care of the house, right? It's a transaction. I'm giving you something, and in return, you're giving me something. You have a concubine or, a side chick, a kept woman, right? So you have this woman, you pay all her bills. She lives in the house, you pay all her bills. Your only rule is you can't have another man because I'm paying all your bills. And whenever I come over, you know what time it is, you know what I'm saying? Cook me some food and you know what I mean? You know what's up. I came here for this reason. I'll see you next week. You know what I'm saying? So we're already doing it. You have a girlfriend who lives with you. You know what I mean? She's going to require you to participate. You got to pay the bills. You got to do this. You got to do that. And in return, she's giving you, like I said, the loyalty, the ego boosting, and the physical bliss. And in return, you're providing her with safety, security, and financial stability. You know what I'm saying? So we're already in a transactional relationship type of thing. But for me, what I'm talking about is explicitly listen, I'm paying you for a service. And so you're giving me that service. And sometimes that could be a great thing, great benefit for disabled people. Because again, they desire love and affection and physical bliss. And they may not be able to do it the traditional way of finding those things. So I just wanted to make this video talking about the benefits, the pros and the cons of a transactional relationship. And and I think that it's a beautiful thing. I support the naked hustle. Some people call stripping the naked hustle, but I stopped going to strip clubs a long time ago. I found out that you could just pay one of these workers, you know what I'm saying, and just tell them, hey, listen, dance for me. You know what I'm saying? You paying for an hour. Oh, that's another thing, man. If you out here paying for workers, y'all don't pay for the transaction. Listen, I don't pay by the transaction. I don't pay by the action that we're doing. I'm paying for the time. So I'll pay you for the hour, and whatever we do in that hour, that's what I'm paying for. And of course, I got my stopwatch. Hit that stopwatch, and I need my full hour. You know what I'm saying? So that's just me. That's just me personally. So I'm spitting game to y'all so that y'all know how to do this thing. Y'all know how to work this thing. You want to pay for the time, not the action, okay? And use your hour fully. So like I said, I don't go to strip clubs because I'll pay a woman dance for the first 15 minutes. Let me see you dance and strip and do all that. And then I know for a fact the 45 minutes, that's all me. That's joy and pleasure out of that. You know what I'm saying? And maybe it only lasts 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And after that, you got 30 minutes to just sit down and talk to her. Find out who she is, learn her name, all that other good jazz. If you want, or don't learn her name and get some more joy out of that. You know what I'm saying? And when she's done, she'll leave and you go back to doing whatever you're doing. So I just wanted to make this video, man, and just share my thoughts on transactional relationships with you guys. Maybe you agree, maybe you don't. If you do, go ahead and leave a comment down below if you agree or you don't, and we can talk about this, you know what I'm saying? So other than that, man, thanks for watching another episode of the Joseph Bristol Show. And y'all all remember, man, we all out here, all of us, the clients and the workers. We just trying to be happy and survive. Y'all stay blessed, man.